Page 58, divisibility. What we're going to work on today is we're going to take a number and we're going to run that number through a bunch of divisibility tests. And there are different rules that go with each of the numbers, which we'll be able to make a quick determination on what the divisibility works out to be. So you have a chart on page 58. I believe it's like a pinkish chart. And they give you rules for certain numbers. So, I mean, if it were me, I'd probably still copy this down in my notes just so that I had it as a more portable version than not my book. How do I know if a number is divisible by 2? Yes? By looking at it. Frank? Last digit is 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. And we usually call those even. And I mean, any even number is divisible by 2. An example. Say it. 34. What is 34 divided by 2? Frank. 17. Okay? Even numbers divisible by 2, odd numbers not so much, right? Any question on the rule for 2?
No.
All right. So you've had assignments before where your teacher says, do all the odd numbered problems or do all the even numbered problems. Never had any issue with doing the right problems, did you? Hopefully not, right? Yeah, I'm supposed to admit that. There's a rule for 3. How do I know if a number is divisible by 3? Okay? We're going to have to spend a little bit of time with this one, but get that definition down. The sum of the digits is divisible by 3. SUM, sum, means what? Not SOME, SUM, sum. Is what? Tasnia. The answer to an addition problem, absolutely. So let's do an example or two. Someone give me a number, like a 2-digit number. Yes, Tassan. 16, okay? So if I look at the number 16, I need to find out if it's divisible by 3. And if I say I'm going to take the sum of the digits, okay? What are my digits in 16? 1 and 6. Right? 16, 1, and 6. Add them together, we get 7. Now, is 7 divisible by 3? When you think of your 3s. 3, 6, 9. No. So is 16? No. 16 isn't divisible by 3. If I were to take, how about 87? 87. Well, let's add the digits. 8 plus 7 equals 15. Now, is 15 divisible by 3? Sure it is. Well, you want proof? What is 87 divided by 3? 2 is 6. It's 29. So you add the digits together, and if the sum is divisible by 3, then so is that digit. So is that number. Any question on that? Someone want to give me a 3-digit number, somebody. Let's try another example. Give me a 3-digit number. Edson. Huh?
3 digits. Oh, sorry.
980? 980. Okay, so let's add the digits. 9 plus 8 plus 0 is 17 divisible by 3? then neither is 980. Okay? Did you get it? No? Give me a 4-digit number. Let's test it for 3. Eli.
4,268.
I like it. Let's test it. 4 plus 2 plus 6 plus 8. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. Plus 8 is 20. Is 20 divisible by 3? No. Then neither is 4,268. Okay? Now let's look at the rule for 4. Now don't confuse 4 with 3. Do you see the word sum at all in that definition? And don't add anything for the 4. See, when people do these, sometimes they make the mistake. They just got done adding the digits to test it for 3, and then they use that number that they use that sum, and then they test it for 4 based on the same thing. No, 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 no. 4 works a little bit different. In fact, I think 4 is easier, but so let's give me an example. Someone give me a 3-digit number. Say 530? Okay. Now the rule for 4 says the last 2 digits. What are my last 2 digits? 30. Just look at it as is. Is 30 divisible by 4? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 28, 32. No. Then neither is 530. Another example. Another 3-digit. It's not. 999. 99 divisible by 4. How do you know? Do you know your 4s all the way up through 100? What could you use for benchmarks? What could you use for benchmarks? Frank? Well, not 40 isn't 4 isn't divisible. Not all of those work for 4. Yeah? Like 30, that's a 10, but that doesn't work for 4. I could use 40, right? I could use 60. That's divisible by 4. I could use 80. I could also use 100. Is 100 divisible by 4? For what? Give you $1, right? 25. So if I'm looking at 99, I can either count backwards by 4s from 100 and say, well, 4 from 100 is 96. 4 from that is 92. Or I can count up from 80. What's the next multiple of 4 starting from 80? 84. Then 88. Then 92. Then 96. Then 100. Does 99 work? No. So you can kind of use those benchmarks to help you out. And what I say is, okay, if I had 4,000, is that divisible by 4? Don't look at the 2 zeros as 0 and say, ah, 0 is not divisible by 4. It's not 0, 0, it's what? 100. Is 100 divisible by 4? We just said it was. What is 4,000 divided by 4? 1,000. So yes, when you see the double 0 combination, make sure that for 4, you see that as a yes. Okay? That's like one of the only tricks there is. Other than that, you want to also kind of keep in mind your benchmarks. Yeah? Can't you use what? You could use 20, but I think of like what do you usually have your multiplication tables memorized up to? So you already passed that. You know what I mean? So you could use 20. I'll put it in there if you want. All right. 5. It's divisible by 5 if your last digit is a 5 or 0. Does that one need an explanation? Think of your multiples of 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Right? It's either 5 or 0. 6. It's divisible by 6 if also divisible by 2 and 3. Yes. Okay. Is that what she called her mama? Is it volleyball stuff? Gym stuff? Usually when we work through these rules, you'll work in order. So you'll be given a number, and then you'll test it for divisibility by 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. Okay? And if you have 2 and 3 in your list, you can automatically put a 6 down too, because it'll work for 6 as well. All right? The next one we're going to use, I'm not sure if the book does, but we're going to use 9. Very similar to the rule for 3, you're going to add the digits, but then you're going to test and see if it's divisible by 9, not by 3. And I'll show you a little trick when we do a couple of these together and show you what you should do. Example, give me a 3-digit number, someone. Yeah. 404. So I add the digits. 4 plus 0 plus 4 equals 8. Is 8 divisible by 9? No. What I'm looking for are like 9, 18, 27. Like those are the kind of numbers I'm looking for to add up to for it to be divisible by 9. Okay? And then 10, that's a really easy one. Last digit is a 0. Just one of those stacks, I hope? Come on. How's that possible? It's 4th grade. It takes 2 of you to carry it up here. Oh my goodness. All right. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Yeah, maybe you should. All right, we got our rules, correct? $256. We are going to test the number 256 for divisibility with the rules that we just put down. So starting with 2. Is 256 an even number? So we can go ahead and put down 2. How do I find out if it's divisible by 3? Sum of the digits, right? So say 2 plus 5 plus 6. Here's what I do. I'm going to put a 13 up there, and I'm going to circle it. Because I might need that sum later, right? Is 13 divisible by 3? No. All right, let's test it for 4. Let's look at the last 2 digits. Is 56 Divisible by 4. What benchmark did you use? 60 and go back 4 and gives you where? 56, right? Okay. Is it divisible by 5? Is that a 5 or 0, that last digit? No. Is it divisible by 6? Was it divisible by 2 and 3? No. Just 2. Not 2 and 3, so it's not divisible by 6. 9. Sum of the digits, there it is. That's why I circled it. Is 13 divisible by 9? And is it divisible by 10? Is that a 0, that last one? So 256 is divisible by 2 and 4, at least based on the rules that we use. Give it a shot. 124. Okay, 124. Divisible by 2. It's even, yes. Sum of the digits. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7 divisible by 3. No. Divisible by 4 is 24 divisible by 4. Yes. Divisible by 5. Divisible by 6. Divisible by 2 and 3. I see a 2, but no 3. How about 9? 7 divisible by 9. 10? So again, a 2 and 4. Okay. Give it a shot. I think it is the second one. Hey Maya, can you pull your books off there for a second? Okay, so. Yep, that's the one. Divisible by 2. It's an even number. Sum of the digits. 4 plus 5 plus 0 is 9 divisible by 3. Is 50 divisible by 4? No. 48? No. 5 or 0? Yeah. So 5. How about 6? Is it divisible by 2 and 3? And 6. How about 9? 9 divided by 9? And is it divisible by 10? So all of those. 2, 3, 5, 6, 9, and 10. And that's how it'll be. Some of them may have like maybe 1 or 2. Others will have a lot like this one. You never know unless you put them to the test. Any questions? Yeah, we can do another one, sure. Okay, now when I put this big number up here, a lot of you kind of moaned. Well, that's what this is supposed to do. You're supposed to be able to look at these bigger numbers and be able to tell really quickly what they're divisible by. Okay? It's really not that much more work to test a number like this than the 450. Really not that much more work. So let's take a look. Is it an even number? Does it end in a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8?
Yes.
Okay, good. See? You're off to a good start. Sum of the digits. 3 plus 7 is 10. 10 plus 3 is 13. 13 plus 2 is?
Yes.
And it's divisible by 3. 32. 32 divisible by 4? Yeah. Divisible by 5? No, that's not a 5 or 0. How about 6? 2 and 3? How about 9? Is 15 divisible by 9? And is it ending in a 0? So there it is. 2, 3, 4, and 6. What are the most common mistakes you think people make? Yeah. Well, do you think you're more likely to put numbers here that shouldn't be there? Or are you more likely to not put numbers there that should be? You're more likely to not put numbers. Like if you missed on this one, chances are you missed because you didn't put something down that should have been there. Am I right or no? Like no one's going to put a 5 there, right? Did anyone put a 5? Anyone put a 10? So, I mean, you're more likely to miss them than to put ones there that shouldn't be. So take your time. Casper. Yep, when I do 3 plus 7 plus 3 plus 2. I'm adding all these digits together. That's how I got the 15. And I only keep it here, Casimir. Why? Because I need to test it for 3, and I also need to test it for 9, which in this case it didn't work. So when I get to 9, I don't have to go back and re-add it up again, or try to remember what it was when I added it up. Just put it down, circle it, then you know it's right there. Okay? Do you want to do any more, or you just want to get rolling?
Get rolling.
Casimir? How about this, Casimir? I'm going to hand out the assignment, and then you can come back and check with me after one. How's that? Okay? So 1 through 12 are just like this. They're going to give you a number. Then you just need to list underneath it what it's divisible by. Okay? Any questions on the top part? 13 through 24. 13 through 24 says, determine if the first number is divisible by the second number. So here's 13. And they give us 527. And they say 3. So in other words, they're saying you need to test the number 527 to see if it's divisible by 3. Well, what's the rule for 3? Sum of the digits. So 5 plus 2, 7 plus 7 is 14 divisible by 3. Therefore, number 13 is a no. 527 is not divisible by 3. So you just say no. What about 14? Look at 14. 1048. They want to know if it's divisible by 6. Uh-oh. What do I have to do? What's the rule for 6? It has to be divisible by 2 and 3. So I got to test it. Is it even? So I got the 2. Now what's the sum of the digits? 1 plus 0 plus 4 is 5. Plus 8 is 5 plus 8? 13. Is 13 divisible by 3? No. So is this divisible by 6? No. Divisible by 2, but it was not divisible by 3. All right, any questions there? Anything so far on 1 through 24? Yes, sir. For Carlos, yeah, Liam should be all right. All right, now 25 through 30. Now this section is going to require that you think, but it's not going to require that you break your brain. You just have to be paying attention to what they're asking. So number 25, what they want is a 3-digit number divisible by 2 and 9. Okay, so you need to come up with your own number that's divisible by 2 and 9. Now, it might be divisible by more than just 2 and 9, okay, but you need to come up with one. So first of all, I need to make sure that this number is what? So what kind of number am I going to have to make it? Even? Someone say even? Someone said even. Good. So it's going to have to end in a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. And then for it to be divisible by 9, the sum of the digits have to add up to be 9. So let's do this. Let's make 0 our last digit, because that's even, right? So give me two numbers I can add together that would make it divisible by 9. Tesnia? She says a 4 and a 5. Let's double check. It's even, so I'm covered with the 2. And 9. 4 plus 5 plus 0 equals 9. Is 9 divisible by 9? 450, good choice. Is 450 the only choice?
No.
Oh, you could have... 900. 3 digits, right? Divisible by 9. 108. I mean, there's a lot of them. 234? Yeah, 234. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities. Yes? Can you use the same number over? I mean, if it fits, if it works, but I would just treat each one separately just to be safe.